Hello, this is Creating Cards with Sherry. I am Sherry, and I'm so glad that you have decided to join me today on my Tickled Tuesday episode. Today, we are going to be using our Waves of Inspiration bundle and collection, the suite. The suite comes with these dies and our stamps. I have one stamp out right now, so it looks a little empty. But, I didn't even realize that. There we go. Let me just show you the front. With all of these stamps in it. All right. And then it also comes with its own set of gems called the Rhinestone Wave Basic Jewels. So we'll be using those. And it has its own DSP, which is called Waves of the Ocean. And there are several, let's see, the colors in these is Calypso Coral, Coastal Cabana, Daffodil Delight, Granny Apple Green, Night of Navy, Pacific Point, and Petal Pink. And all this DSP is in waves, different waves. So it's all water focused. Here, let me get more in the middle here so you can see both sides. But they're really fun colors. At first when I saw it, I was like, oh, I don't know. What can I do with that? But then I started to see what other demonstrators were doing, and I just fell in love with it because I knew there were possibilities. So I've been trying all sorts of things. But we're going to make this easel card. We're just going to do it in different colors. This card I actually cased from Lisa Freeman, another demonstrator, who she got it from her upline. She got the idea from her upline. So we're kind of passing along the fun way to make these cards. All right. I am going to stick this down then and move these things around so we can get going. We'll be using the bone folder, the take your pick tool, my stamp and seal. I'll probably be using my Tombow glue as well. And I know I'll be using some of my dots. So, and we'll also be using dimensionals. So there's a lot going on in this card. Colors that we used was Coastal Cabana on that one, the basic gray, and tuxedo black. And we're going to be I won't be using the basic gray. I'll be using Pacific Point in my paper. But we will be using these two colors with our stamps. I'm also going to be using the blending pens. I'm going to be using the light smoky slate, the light crumb cake, light calypso coral, and then I'm going to be using the color lifter, and you'll understand why in a little bit. All right. I told you in my Simple Sunday video that we were getting ready to change over to our new catalog, which will be coming out in May. And so they're starting to have all the products that will not be in that catalog. They will be retired, which means they're going to be sold at a low cost. So if you can be watching for that list, and you can, there's some last chance products now that you can buy that are on sale if you go to my store. And if you do want to buy anything, go to Creating Cards with Sherry. It's .stampinup.net. The host code that you'll put in today is M3V2YKNY, and that lasts until the last day of March. In April, there'll be a brand new host code. So if you want something now, you better get it. All right. Okay, I've got everything pre-cut and ready to go. So we're just going to go ahead. There's a couple things that I'm going to do with you so that you can see how this is done. Let's see. I'm going to start. You will first need to begin with your base card at 4. Let's see. Let me get my directions here. I didn't get my little tabs together, so don't have this memorized. 4 1/4 by 11, and you're going to score it at 2 3/4 and 5 1/2, so that you'll have both of those folds and they'll come together like this. You will want to burnish. Take your bone folder and crease those lines right away so that it will be easy to work with. Okay, so we got that much done. Then we're going to get our stamping out of the way. You're going to take the small white piece, which is 3 1/4 by 2 3/4, and I'm going to line it up. I got my lines all set here. I'm going to line it up on my Stamparatus, and I'm going to take my Coastal Cabana and just ink this up. I won't be using the whole entire stamp because I only have a little piece there. And we'll press that down. And voila, we got our wave. Okay. Then I did take a piece of the wave DSP, and this is 3 1/4 by 1 1/2. And we'll be using that as well. You will want to stamp the Pelican stamp on a scrap piece of paper, which I have already done that, and I'm going to do some coloring with it, and then when I'm done with the coloring, we're going to cut it out. All right, so I'll start with the smoky slate, and I'm just going to color around kind of just the edges of everything. I trust you folks are doing well today. There we go. Just putting kind of an outline all the way around, and I'm going to do the same with the pelican's body. A little bit of gray like that. Okay. I'll take the Calypso Coral, and I'm just going to color the beak. This one seems to be running out of ink. I'm going to see if I can. There we go. That comes out a little better. And then I'm going to take the crumb, and we'll just go inside that yet a little bit. This is our crumb cake. Okay, then we take the color lifter and we go around with that, and it kind of lifts up a little bit of the color that's been put on there so it's not so dark, but it also blends the colors together that are there. There we go. All right. Then I'm going to take my mini Stamp and Emboss, and we're going to put this together. These are the plates that you need, 1 and the 2 2s. and we're going to stagger them a little bit. I've learned that if you stagger them, they will go through the machine a lot better and a lot smoother. So I'm going to line that up and put this right on top of there. Hopefully I didn't move it. Oops. Oh, sorry, it's still going to move the table a little bit. And then I'm going to grab my snips and I'm just going to trim a little bit on the end because I don't want all that excess when I adhere it to my card. And I think I'm going to do it on this one too. All right. You're going to need 2 white sheets that are 3 5/8 by 4 7/8. And one is going to fit on this one that is 4 by 5 1/4. And one that will fit on, let's see, I have to figure out, 3 3/4 by 5. Okay. So we're going to put those in place. There's my stamp and seal. Oh, brand new, haven't used it yet, so there we go. Oh, I didn't get that on real low. Let's try that again. If you can catch it right away, our stamp and seal is pretty forgiving, and you can adjust as you need to. Some demonstrators just use the Tombow glue because you could easily move things around and adjust them. So if you run into a lot of problems with your sealer that way, you can do that as well. Okay, and then I'm just going to place this right in the center. I did it again. I am going to, there's a couple things I want to do on these cards. This one, we only need, the other thing that I stamped previously was Your Strength is an Inspiration. And I cut that out because I want it to go on the top of this. Okay. And I am going to originally, let's see if I can fix this. I might be too late. Sometimes you can fix these things. It's amazing. All right. I meant to do this before I put that white sheet down. So I may have made a mess here. Let's do that. And put dimensionals on that. And I'm going to put it down about right here. I think that's pretty much center. Maybe over just a tad more. And then this is our pool party ribbon. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some Stampin' Seal, and I'm just going to put some glue on the very ends. And I'm going to flip it over on the back. If I can get under there again. Oh, come on. I wanted to do it different from the other card. There we go. There goes that one. It's sticking to my finger and I can't get it through there now. There we go. All right, that's what I wanted to do. Let's just make that little bit of adjustment. It's just challenging because I didn't do it right away before I put the white page down. So that was my own fault. Anyway, that's all set now. And then we're going to stick some more dimensionals on this. And we're going to put that right smack in the center. Okay? And that's the bottom part of our card, actually. So I am going to add that right here. We're finding that people that attend our classes, they have a hard time working with the Stampin' Seal, and even the demonstrators when they first start have a difficult time. There's a trick to it. Rather than going straight across with it, you have to kind of tip it up on its end, and then it works really easy. So if you are struggling, it could be just the position in which you have your end. So give that a try, see how it works for you. All right, I'm going to bring this up from the bottom just a bit. Like so. All right, got that much done. Then on this one, we're going to put dimensionals on that and dimensionals on this. And we're going to put dimensionals on the pelican. Yeah. All right, so let's start with our waves. And I'm going to put one more right in there. And then I think I'm going to grab a mini dimensional to put on his head. Okay, now we can take all these papers off. Okay, we're going to take our wave and we're going to put it towards the top with a nice border all around. Then we're going to take our DSP and we're going to go towards the bottom and leave a nice border all around. And the pelican is going to come about halfway down and sit right there in between the two. All right. Now we're going to add one more thing to this, and that is the birds that I cut out. And these are actually from our shimmer white paper. I wanted to contrast against the white so that you could see it clear. And you can use your Tombow glue if you want to put those on. I'm going to use glue dots, however. And all you have to do because these are so thin and so small, we want to roll this glue dot around on take your pick tool. And then you just adhere it to the back side. And you can put your bird on. See how simple that is? And again, I'm going to roll another dot. Oh, my other end is coming loose. And we're going to put that right there. Pull my tool out. And I have another bird. All right, aren't those cute? And then one more thing I want to add to this is we are going to take our rhinestone wave jewels and put some jewels on it. I'm going to open up the other end of my pick your tool. And I'm going to take some, just going to make the water look a little sparkly. And let's see, let's use a blue one to put right there. There we go. That dressed it up real nice. And then what we want to do is we want to just looking to see where this will be. I got to fix this a bit. It's just a tad off in the crease. There we go. That's better. Okay, I'm going to lay this right here so I can get an idea of where I want to put my glue, how far up I want to go with it. And it's actually about right there. And we're going to center that right there. Okay. And then when you send your card, you'll send it like this in the mail. And then they'll lift it up. Your note will be inside, but it can sit like an easel just like that. Isn't that cool? I love these kind of cards. I think they are just so neat. So that is called an easel card. Wasn't too difficult to make. It takes a little bit of time because of all the cutting. One I had a bow on, the other one was straight with the bow behind, or the ribbon just stretching across. So you can do it either way. I think they both look nice just the way they are. And that is our Tickled Tuesday episode. I'm so glad that you joined me. I hope you enjoyed these cards as much as I did making them. When I saw the design, I was just so excited, and I absolutely love them. And I was glad to be able to find something that I enjoyed using. The new collection called Waves of Inspiration, and this will be carrying over into our new catalog. So if you're interested in making anything with these, be sure to check it out come May. All right, I think that's it. You have a fantastic day, and we will see you on our next Simple Sunday.